right, well, get the crack in here with setting up this roster. I, again, think we have our work cut out for us. First and foremost, the 3 new quarterbacks, can they play anywhere else? Is the big question. Neither of or none of the 3 can catch a football. Can any of them play defense? I know they weren't the athletes. Okay, so those guys are just outright quarterbacks. That is the situation right now at quarterback. Duly noted. Let's hope those athletes can play somewhere else then, huh? Whew. At running back, did any of these guys develop well enough to move to wide out? Hakuna Nevada definitely did. Most of them did, in fact. We'll only move Hakuna over based on the fact he had at least 80 catching. We currently have 5 fullbacks. Oh, shit. Did anybody catch a football? Shout out to Niles for the 3. Name reservation question. Do you think CFB should include more? Yeah, why not? Well, I mean, it's tough though, right? Because, I mean, college football is based off of, obviously, like, the top tier. And it doesn't necessarily correlate, you know? Because what, if you want to use, like, what is, like, Howard's football team? Like, what tier are they? Because I think they're Div 1 FCS, right? So you would need FCS teams outright in the game, which is something people are already asking for. I mean, I'd be down for it, right? To get the likes of Montana Company into the situation. And I mean, shit, I would definitely like to see FCS teams in the game. For a completely selfish reason. And it would definitely have nothing to do with the University of... Nothing at all. And again, shit, many people still did one. So. Okay, anyway. None of these guys can really catch a football. The only one that kind of can is Tank Abram. And I don't even know if he's fast enough to necessarily play tight end. So, because Tank is the only guy that can kind of catch a football, we're going to be moving all of these other guys to the offensive line. Guys will see a 5-man fullback room and say, hell yeah. So Roy Keys, let's move you to guard. Jameel Reese, moving you to guard. We're going to see if we can train these guys up. As ridiculous as it seems. I mean, technically we could move one back and say Abram's going to get cut. But I do want to see what the rest of the team looks like really quickly. Again, all those guys are sub 80 speed. This guy cannot catch a fucking football at all. Too short to play anywhere else. Dynasty mode where you throw an FCS team into FBS and work right at the top. I mean, I feel like you just fucking steam, wouldn't you? Alright. So, what we're going to be able to do here, let's check out Keglar. Check out Keglar really quickly. I know you're a wideout. Can you play any form of defense, though? No. Okay. So we're going to want the fastest guys with at least 70 catching to be at wideouts. So running back wise, it was just Witten who didn't have that. So Deshaun Nunn, 89 speed. We'll move him over to wideout. And then Donald Duck Phil Donahue, who was a wideout in the first place, we'll move him over. And that leaves 88 speed as the threshold. So like Hammy Tear would get moved to running back. We got a couple of people who would be moving over to running back. Fairness, the bottom might move as well. So Herschel Keglar. I think we'd move him over to running back. Right? Just solely based off of speed ratings. Hammy Tear as well. Anybody else with sub 88 speed, which has kind of become our arbitrary number to focus on here. Hakuna Nevada moves back. Okay, and that gives us a decent little balance, to be fair. We still have all the athletes to sort through, though, and all of that, so we'll see. Tight end position, holy shit. Okay. So, Zay Kraft, I think you would be better suited at fullback. You're a bit too slow, but you do have decent hands. Everybody else is too slow to play wideout, too slow to be a running back, ideally, but they also have better catching than running back, so that's not too bad. I think that's just going to be what the tight end room looks like for this year, barring whatever cuts happen. Because I don't really see where else we'd move these guys, right? Because the slowest running back right now is 83 speed. Like, technically, you could argue, like, Hakuna Nevada for tight end. Like, he'd be super undersized. Not, not quite fast enough to play wide out by our arbitrary settings, but does have good enough hands. If we look at tight end, then, the catch ratings, we could do, like, anybody under an 80. Goes to running back, which could be rough. Yeah, it would only be 1, 2, 3, 4 in total. It's not that bad. Then you think about how slow these guys are. They'd all be power backs, basically. Tough call. Tough call if we want to sort this out by speed. God, I don't know. Don't know. We do want tight ends that can actually catch a football. So, shits and giggles, if we... Well, if we were to say it's anybody at least a 70 in catching, which is everybody but Witten, and then base it off of speed? Like, in theory, it'd be moving Larry Burb and blogging the Bishop at the tight end just because they're a bit too slow to play running back, but they can catch. Just want to see what this looks like. It does say that Burb could be a decent tight end. I mean, he'd have to train up his blocking, obviously. And the Bishop's not even that bad there. That way, these guys not quite fast enough to make the cut at wide out, but are fast enough to play running back. Keeps us with speed there. Those guys are too slow even to play tight end. Leaves us a crap load of tight ends, but everybody can at least kind of sort of catch a football. But these are the guys that just aren't quite fast enough to play running back. But again, can catch, so they don't quite have to be fullbacks. I think that's a better look. Left tackle, Pat Bajent. You do not have the agility we are looking for, my man. You over. Child of divorced dads. You might be able to play tackle this year. Gideon Okorafor, I'm so glad you stayed. I hope it's Regent or Wygent. I hope. Especially after we just mentioned Agent. Thank you for the follow, though. Welcome in. Welcome to the arguably most boring part of every offseason. Trying to set up this team and make sure we're as optimized as possible to finish with more than 4 wins next year. Also, I just noticed the absolutely absurd amount of offensive linemen we currently have on this team. This is frankly ridiculous. Yikes. Head coach of Minnesota trying to learn. Have any questions, ask away. I'm hardly an expert, but always down to try and help. Ranger over the center. Got more centers than the entire NBA. Okay. So we might end up checking if any of these guys can play defense, and you know what? Let's do that. So really quickly, again, we know that none of the quarterbacks could move anywhere. I don't believe any of the running backs or wideouts could move anywhere either. Yeah, it's not looking good. Anybody on the offensive line, can you catch a football? How should I approach my classes? So the way that I end up doing things, I always look at the players that are interested first. And then I'll go pipeline rating, right? So if you don't have that many players that are interested in you first, go off a pipeline rating, you know, 4, 3, whatever level it is, and up to you whether or not you want to scout or just take the risk. It depends on how many points you have at the time. If you don't have any limitations on recruiting, it is best to pay attention to what other, like, more powerful programs, like, if you're battling with Ohio State for a guy out of Ohio, more often than not, you're not going to win. So it's about picking your spots, but and making the most of your pipeline, right? So, you know, if you're, you know, you'll already have Minnesota as a decent stronghold. From there, I mean, you probably want to look for states that are closer as well, right? So, I mean, you can make it so that Wisconsin might be a 3-star pipeline instead of a 2 by having a coordinator that focuses on Wisconsin, for example. Which, who wouldn't want to focus on Wisconsin? They have cheese. Can any of these guys catch a ball? Kenya Bowden, 63 catching. What the hell's your speed rating? 78. We could move Kenya Bowden over to tight end. Roy Keys is at a 58. Yeah, but those people don't know as well as I am. I'm a genius. Look at what I've done with Ball State. Genius. Pretty sure that's just what you can do nowadays. Just be like, I'm a genius. And if you say it enough times, eventually at least like 4 people will believe you. Trevante Sapp can kind of catch a football. Jamel Reese can kind of catch a football. And that is that. Back to here. None of these guys can play defense, right? Tackle rating. Yeah, none of those guys can play defense. Except for Major Sloman. Major Sloman.
I'm just trying to walk through this
fucking move Arbor. Pastry Assassin. Tremendous name. Thank you so much for the follow. That's fantastic. Damn. Getting distracted at a very important time, but it's just great names. So again, tight end. Somebody around 80 speed. With at least 70 in catching. Ugh. Speed rating. Bowden's close. Not quite there for Keys, but, you know, he wouldn't be the worst. We have so many frickin' linemen. It'd be better to move these guys potentially to tight end. Because they were the fullbacks before. You know what, let's do it. Bowden and Keys. We'll move you both to tight end, actually. I think we're going to have way too many linemen. And then the right side was Reese and Sapp. Both at least 70 speed. I'm okay with it. We are going to have to cut so many players. And then Sloman at center can be moved to defensive end. Right. So that leaves us with still a lot to look through. Not yet, Fox. We're trying. On the defensive end side of things, I, as usual, need to know if anybody Can catch a football decently well. Can run routes. Honestly, route running is kind of the best sign to know if anybody can be an offensive player or not. Whether or not it's running back, wideout, or tight end. Can anybody run routes? No. Except for Wheelchair Hulk, he kind of can. Right. Fox A-Ben, by the way. There is actually another... Okay, he's an athlete. So if we look at wheels, then... Corner. Oh, boy. Good speed. What's his catch rating? 80? I mean, this guy could be a great wideout, but he could also still stay as a really solid corner. Noted. Keep an eye on him. So then the defensive ends... These guys all stay. These guys all stay. Defensive tackle, nothing changes. Dylan Van Ginkel. Want to move him to the defensive line. That's good there. Junior Gooch has the speed. He needs to be moved to the secondary. No doubt. Everybody's good there. Keener, you're a bit too slow. Let's move you to linebacker. Everybody else there is all right. Okay. That brings us to the ridiculous kicker-punter situation. IOC Pipelines, Ohio. It's not the worst to have, but obviously, like, Ohio State can give you a hell of a lot of trouble. Working out some weird muscle thing right now. But fair enough. Not the weird muscle thing. I'm doing all right. At least trying to be doing all right. You know? Can't we all relate to that? Dude, we have so many people on this roster that can play kicker or punter. We'll move Caleb Lashley for the moment over to kicker because at least he has decent accuracy. And then Forrest Brooks as well. I mean, we'll see. Ooh, Fox. Goddamn. Not quite the usual. At least I hope that's not the usual. That sounds terrible. I always hate when someone brings up something serious when I'm just like, hey, lock in. Because I feel like, I'm like, oh, good, they're going to think I'm a dick because I'm like, it's terrible. Anyway, you know. Granted, that's probably not why you think I'm a dick, right? Plenty of other reasons. Plenty of other reasons. Was the Elite Dev guy a punter? It was him. It was Forrest Brooks. So we'll have fun figuring that out. Speaking of having fun figuring that out, we have a crap load of athletes, and let's be honest, none of them ideally would be quarterbacks. So, test number 1. Can any of them play in the secondary? And the answer is kind of. Eachus, Ingold, Lasyke, Ray Beaver. Okay. So let's, for the moment, move you guys to the secondary just to see. Each us over. Don't know where they're going to play in this on the defensive side, but we do know they're going to be on the defensive side. So we need some depth there, even if these guys could end up being good quarterbacks. Sure, you've seen how many quarterbacks we currently have. We got no choice but to play these guys elsewhere. Some of them are probably going to end up at quarterback anyway. Then for the other athletes, the other 5, none of them could really play defense whatsoever. Play man, couldn't play zone, can't tackle. Okay. Can any of them block? Not particularly well. Not particularly well. Can anybody catch a football? Yes. They can all catch a football. Okay. Then based off of speed ratings... I mean, wideouts and running backs from the looks of it. So yeah, Rugamba and Lemons are going to go to running back. And the other guys will go to wideout. Which means Wheels at corner, we are definitely not going to have to move to the offensive side. We have way, way too many people as it is. All right. So then, these are all the guys in contention at quarterback moving forward up until we get to the roster cuts, which is horrifying. These are all the people in contention at running back. I mean, Kyrie Crosswell definitely has the speed to be a wideout, though. Doesn't quite have the catching, but he's above that speed threshold. I think we'd want... Wow, he is apparently a 47. Did he just not have the route running? Is that what that was? Ah, he didn't have the route running, and nor did Witten or Keglar. Okay, that makes sense as to why I put them there then. Got the fullback situation. Mr. Besser, what's happening? How goes it? Zaycraft with that 71 speed. It's a little bit too slow to play anywhere else. Lemons at that 87. Move him to running back contention instead. Leaves us with a lot of running backs, a lot of wideouts in the mix. A lot of tight ends in the mix. Including some guys that we're just desperate to see train up there, but it's not looking good, to be honest. We might have to move them to fullback. I don't know. Oh, boy. These are the guys on the line that we tried to be like, hey, can they play somewhere else? And no, the catching just is not good enough at the bottom. That top fullback had what? 71 catching? But only 71 speed. Yeah. Anybody sub 70 catching just isn't going to cut it. All right, back to the O-line then for Reese. Starting to understand why some of you guys adore this game. You're basically throwing X numbers of player that you and decide what position they can fit in. Awesome. For those that know what. Fox, I mean, it is a lot of fun. I mean, the way I go about it isn't necessarily the recommended way to go about it, but, you know, the game does kind of say, like, hey, here's how good this guy is right now in that spot. But, yeah, I mean, if you know what to look for... Yeah, I mean, you can do the same thing in Football Manager, right? Like, if you know what to look for, you can unlock somebody's true potential, so to speak. And just turn them into... an absolute beast. You better lose against Duke-Lane. Get all the wins I can get. Alright, so on the O-line, Jesus. Now, see, that's why I'm scared about it. That's why I'm scared of it. Okay, we got a trio of guards that are pretty good. It would make sense to move Sheldon Dinkelberg over to the left. 85, 84. We have so much depth at tackle. It's nuts, to be honest. Most of them are seniors. We're just going to have to cut people. I mean, technically, it could leave us a little bit exposed, though, at center. So... let's move... See, we got a junior there and a sophomore there. Okay. Don't cheat on my exams. We're going to put him at center. And then the other younger option Looks like we're coming to an end for our overpowered O-line. And NHL 24 captain. EA Sports, baby. In the game. Just need to do one more run through. Make sure that we are where we want to be. Beaver only had 80 speed, so we're going to put him at linebacker. Ingold at 84 speed, so he's close to being good enough for the secondary, but we'll also put him at linebacker. We'll have, and Ichis as well. Okay, well, hell of a lot of linebacker help. 85 speed's kind of our minimum. Okay, I think we have enough to properly balance this out. Kicker situation, go with the guys with the highest accuracy. Okay, so 8th year freshman, you are too slow to be a corner. We need to move George Culliver potentially over to corner. Potentially Jason Cookus as well. Double check man coverage options in a minute. I just need the fastest options. Anybody at least 88 speed. I gotta see what you guys look like at corner. See if you can actually play there. Some hip and hammer. Some hammer never gets work. Intrigued to see how he does in the schvill. Okay. So at corner, do any of you guys really struggle at man coverage? And the answer is yes. Jesus. Right. We need at least one dude to move the safety, and the worst in terms of that man coverage is Junior Gooch. So freshman and Gooch, Parmesan and interception. I mean, that's probably it. And then Culliver at corner, just hoping that he develops really well. Even though we know he's better at linebacker or safety, he's got that mobility. A little bit worried about our man coverage ratings right now, but that is about the best we can set this team up in terms of making sure we have proper speed. So for the linebackers, we need guys that can play zone, primarily to be in the middle. We might have to branch a couple of people out. What the fuck is a kilometer? Move you to the middle. Anybody else with at least a 70? The answer is yes. Did I hate Stammer, by the way? Because I can't. No, why the hell would you? It was the team more than anything that decided not to bring him back. Why the hell would you hate him? I was a part of frickin' 2 cup teams. If there's any Lightning fan now that's like, oh, I don't like that he left. It's like, okay, and you were probably at the parade without a mask during COVID, you fucking idiot. You know? One of those types. One of those types that totally didn't get mad at me on the internet. I still get comments on that video to this day, by the way, chat. I still get comments to this day saying that that was a dumb thing to do, to hold a parade during peak pandemic. To this day. Still get comments about it. Crazy. All-timer video. I enjoyed it. I think that's my only video that someone tried to get taken down. Like, that video got reported numerous times. Like, people were pissed. Good times. Good times. All right, linebackers are looking good, especially if we run a 3-4. Defensive tackles are fine. Defensive end is also okay. How long ago was that? I mean, it was when they won their first cup in 2020. So, you know, like peak COVID. A sports team in fucking Florida being like, let's go party. Little bit of a ill-advised decision on their part, but you know, I mean, hey, people die all the time, you know. People die all the time. All right, I think we are good. We need some pretty crazy player development, and if I have to cut less than 20 people, I will be shocked. Absolutely shocked. Hell of a lot of XP, though. Okay, what are we looking at here? Shout to Bergs! Very much for the follow. Okay. At quarterback, Boutte. Playing like an 87. He's actually an 82. Sriracha looking good. Marvin Matlock, Alubi, and Sieg all getting better. Okay, quarterback might be looking the best it's ever looked in terms of what the roster shows. Running back wise, Nevada, Hammy Tear. We got a couple of good options there. Apparently you weren't. Fullback, Tank Abram gets a bit better. Wideouts, not bad. Some good overall depth. We'll see again who we have to cut. Did I give you my hourly? Oh, crash, Don't risk it. Don't risk it. I wouldn't want to say anything to upset you in the aftermath. Shout out to Larry Burb, who went from quarterback to running back to our top tight end. What the hell? O-line. Good lord. Good lord. What do you think about changing the potential system? It'd be nice because, the potential system is not very rewarding as a player. Dude, this O-line is stacked for this year. Defensive end, big improvements for the man called Moist. Sloman as well, having moved him from center. I mean, 83 overall, 81 offense, 85 defense. We are looking decent. It's just how many players are we going to have to cut? And then Culliver, by the way, is a 91 overall corner. His man coverage went from like a 66 to a 91. Holy hell, dude. This guy is just a freak. He's good at everything. Junior Gooch. Oh my god, Junior Gooch as a redshirt freshman is probably going to be the starting free safety. Whew. And the kicker / punter we already had both got a little bit better. How many players do we have to cut? I have a feeling this is going to be absurd. But that's kind of what we were asking for, wasn't it? Bring on the absurdity. I got what I asked for, didn't I? I got what I asked for. Okay. This is gonna be something. At quarterback, we have Boutte. We have Sriracha, Matlock, Sieg, and Alubi. To be honest, we need to do some research. To be honest, I'm fucked because I can't look at my roster. I should have checked dev patterns before we advance because now I can't. Well, we're going to get rid of some players I probably didn't want to get rid of, but that's just bound to happen. Right. Okay. Okay. Let's throw power. Only 85 throw power. Or Hawk Alubi. Because of that, we're going to say goodbye to him rather than Rainbow Six Siege. Right? Sorry to Hawk. But, yeah, we're going to use the throw power as the modifier there. Also, Rainbow Six has, could argue better abilities right now. At least he has Hawk. I always check the bot. It is what it is. Hawk, you're out of here. You could also make the argument to cut Sriracha. He was terrible last year. Matlock kind of looked okay as a backup, and then there's Rainbow Six. If Butte can't carry us, I don't trust Sriracha to be able to do it either. So Sriracha, you are out of here. We'll run with these 3 quarterbacks for the year, unless I have to cut somebody else. In which case, Matlock will probably get cut, and we'll have to run with one of these guys on roster. Running backs. Tough cuts again. It is either candidate. Shout out to Word of Muffins on the 2 months off the primer. Muffins, thank you for that. Out of your face. It's either we get rid of candidate because he's a redshirt freshman and barely as good as Lemons, or we just get rid of Hammy Tear, who's a senior. It'll hurt our overall running back depth this year, but yeah, I think I think candidate's gonna go. And we'll run with these 3 just to keep the running back depth for the year. Sorry to Manchurian candidates, you are out. At fullback, I pretty much have no choice but to get rid of Tank Abram. So we'll see if Kraft ends up playing this year. At wideout, oh boy. Oh boy. The senior Car Ramrod, definitely gone. That's an easy one. We got 2 62 overall freshmen that are below the other freshmen we've already brought in. Granted, they are fast. The other choice is to also get rid of this junior Deshaun Nunn, who's already below 2 redshirt freshmen. Okay. I think Deshaun is going to go. I think Rocco Balducci and Reggie Jackson. Okay, Reggie's going to stay. There we go. Those will be the 6. Tight ends. So many people, dude. Oh my god. We'll get rid of Grandma Tackler because they're already at the same level as Nimmo, who's going to sit out the year. So sorry to Grandma. We'll get rid of the junior Brian's retirement shirt. Honestly, you can make an argument about Trayvon Droge. Larry Bird's going to be the guy. Or you could go for the lesser of the sophomores, blogging the Bishop. Droge, I know you can't see it right now. He has no physicals. Get rid of Droge. And technically, we can get rid of one more as well. Let's get rid of the Bishop. Sorry to the Bishop. Left tackle. We'll get rid of the weaker of the seniors. It'll be no pancakes. I have celiacs, who was terrible last year. We'll keep Bubblicious and Child of Divorced Dads as the top 2s. Sorry to pancakes, but you are out of here. Left guard. We will get rid of the senior 81 overall. Instead of Oilers, it'll be Sheldon Dinkelberg, who gets cut. Center. Holy shit. We'll get rid of the lesser of the freshmen, probably. Right? I mean, goddamn. We'll come back to that. Right guard's fine. Right tackle's fine. Yeah, we'll get rid of the 2 lesser freshmen. Eats corn long way. And 5-star Bishop Flogger. How many people did just got? Yes. We brought in a lot of people. Defensive end, no obvious cut on the left. Defensive tackle, we'll get rid of Big Al's Toy Barn. It's going to be 2nd string, 3rd string. We'll just get rid of him. Sorry, I have to put names aside and do what's best for business, you know? Gotta do it. Right end. The junior Logan Paul is a prick. Apt name, but he's nothing special. Linebacker. Oh boy. Could technically cut Rudy Hurtado. Could get rid of Hurtado. run Ryan Clark approved as the backup. It would hurt our depth a little bit, but Lang is good enough to be the 2-year starter. So... keep Hurtado in mind. I'll write him down. In the middle, don't want to cut anybody there. Right side, don't want to cut anybody there. Corner, don't want to cut anybody there. Shit. Safety, no and no. Jake, we avoided it. And then we got the 2 punters that we have had. These guys got to go. I got no choice. So punted in the balls. Apparently, I cannot cut Man Bun Jackman. So that was a mistake in terms of the order in which I cut them. Shit. All right, Hurtado's got to go. I got no choice. 4 more. 4 more have to go. I might have to have somebody on roster that I don't want. Could make an argument to get rid of Marvin Matlock just because he is a pure pocket passer, but write him down as a maybe. He's barely better than Rainbow Six Siege. Running back wise, I mean, technically, Hammy Tear could go. Nobody at wideout. 1 more tight end could apparently get cut. Could go for... give me Jangle Boo, and to be honest, we will. Jimmy's out. 3 more. Crash, we love you. Take it easy. Technically, Trail Mix could go. That would suck, though. Lots. Technically, a defensive tackle could go. But yeah, Crash it. Fair point. Fair point. Phil McCracken could go. I mean, Gambler's only 3 points worse, and he's 2 years behind. Let's move on from Phil. That leaves us 2. Somebody there. Could get rid of one of the middle linebackers, but it would confirm that we're playing a 3-3-5. Technically a corner, but we don't want that. We get rid of Hip and Hammer. And that really drops off. Good we are at corner. The kicker punter situation really did screw us, but we really needed to figure something out. So, hate to say it, I think it's going to be Outback, not Australian. And the older defensive tackle, Mafu Deng. Because the other 2 guys aren't that far behind. So some tough cuts, some players of a good overall quality. But it did have to be done. Let's update these conferences for next season. Up from independent status, the greatest university on earth, according to that one troll. It is Temple. Will be taking the place of Tulsa, while Charlotte will be relegated for the Buffalo Bulls. So these are the teams, including UNLV, USF, UTEP, and Wake Forest. They're in that bottom tier, a.k.a. Hell. Hell is that bottom tier. At least that's what it feels like. Let's see, we got Buffalo also. Bing, bada boom. Conference USA champs this year, Virginia. The Cavaliers head to the MAC to take over for the Indiana Hoosiers. How about them Hoosiers? for Indiana. Shout out to James Alex 88 on the primer. Do I call you James? Do I call you Alex? I'm James Alex. Is there a hyphen? Thank you for the primer. Welcome in. Very much appreciated. Happy to have you here, and please give me some clarification. We have Bowling Green moving up from the MAC. They head to tier number 8 to replace the Duke Blue Devils. So congrats to Bowling Green on the climb. James is good. Fair enough. Welcome in. Thank you very, very much for supporting my face in a time of need. And as you can tell by my face, it's always a time of need. Fresno head to the American. Replace Minnesota. The soda. Great governor they got there. Not being sarcastic either. Washington State earned promotion out of our conference. They head to the Mountain West for... Ooh, I was almost going to say Hawaii. It was Louisiana. So this is what we're up against. Heading into next season, chat. The programs that we need to outduel. We're currently showing up as an 83. You have Boise State at an 85. 83 Eastern Mich. 82 FIU. 84 Mississippi State. 81 for Miami. 79 Louisiana, 80 Fresno State, 83 Rutgers, 86 SMU, and 84 for UAB. Not the easiest conference to succeed in. Not at all. Hawaii moved to the Pac-12 to replace Georgia Tech. Not an easy conference, to say the least. But I mean, it's not as if we're fighting giants, you know? I mean, like, technically it could go well for us, but since when does this game care about technicalities, especially when Clemson is down to tier 4 in favor of Oregon State? Right. Kentucky heading to the Big 12. Replace Purdue, who didn't win a single conference game last year. Like, shit, at least we weren't that bad. Right? Right. The Georgia Bulldogs finally back to the Big 10.
I'm just trying to walk through this.
Shout out to the icy one. Or the follow. I appreciate it, as there was a gnat on my monitor, so I hope you enjoyed watching me punch my monitor. I know I had fun. Who's the weirdest natty winner? I mean, we've seen Troy win, App State. I don't think Jack State won. Can't quite remember, to be honest. We have had some weird winners. We have definitely had some weird winners. I mean, Christ, as you get a look here at the top tier, ASU is still there. They're still there. I don't know how, but they are. They're one of the longest serving top conference teams in general. I don't know how they do it. But you see some of the ratings here for these teams. 89, 83, 85, 86, 82. I mean, we're technically higher rated than UNC. You never know. You never know just how good we might be, right? So, before we get into renaming our new fellas, let's figure out what this team's actually going to look like, shall we? So we'll start off with those red shirts and the depth chart, because we're going to get pretty ridiculous with these red shirts. We're sitting out pretty much everybody new. That is very typical for us, except for that fullback. I don't think I'm allowed to take him out. No, I am. Okay, cool. We just want to have a fullback this year. At least not a natural fullback. Set that tight end. Sit all of these guys. We're going to try to train up guard positions. We'll be cutting a decent amount of people next year. But let's get rid, not get rid, but let's sit out all of the new blood, of which there is a lot of it. Who the hell is our kicker going to be this year? To be honest, we could run with Jackman as both our kicker and punter this year. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do if it'll let me. Okay, it won't let me do that. So one of these guys has to start. Based off power and accuracy, it should probably be Lashley. So, could start the elite one, but I feel like if he sits out for a year, he'll be that much better. Right, so we will play Caleb Lashley and Man Bun Jackman. Cool. So then, if we look at the depth charts, what do we have here? So quarterback, pretty straightforward. Boutte gets another opportunity, but man, oh man, is it a short leash for Isaiah Boutte, because he was a Boutte last year. Running back situation, Nevada's got to be the starter, right? Got to be. He's awesome. In terms of who's playing fullback this year, say it's Amy Tear. Won't get better. Yeah. But how much better is the question, right? Like, will he outgrow what he would be if you sit him out for the year? There's also no guarantees how often we're going to punt unless I were to switch our play style to be much more conservative instead of Dan Campbell simulator. So, Sam, that's very rude of you, but fair enough. Fair enough. You know what? Let's just sort that by ratings for now. That's fine. Shout out to Donald Duckphil Donahue. He really stepped up. Actually, you know what? Really quickly. I don't have any other wideouts. Outright speed to this guy. Awareness to this guy. Okay, that's fine. Speed, awareness catching. Speed, awareness catching. That's fine there. Okay, that works. We don't have the fastest receiver core we've ever had, but it's not that bad. That's what I've heard. The freshman, sophomore growth, redshirt. Really? Maybe we reconsider then. Maybe we do. At least for guys with that super top-notch option. At least for the kicker then, right? At least for Forrest Brooks. Maybe we reconsider it then. Maybe we should have left him at punter then by that logic. But he was at least elite dev. I think for anywhere else it makes sense to just leave it, but you know what? Why not? Let's have that kicker be a bit of a guinea pig this year. Why not? What do we got to lose? What are we gonna have a guy miss 20-yard field goals? That happened last year anyway. At tight end. No doubt Larry Burb is probably staying. This guy has the speed. He does have outside shield, but it's useful. EDU awareness. A little bit worried about Larry Burb and the catching ability, but he does have the best mobility. He's also undersized for a tight end, but left tackle. Abolitious or child of divorced dads? Go with the higher rating. I mean, they both have a platinum. Abolitious has a little bit more. The awareness is pretty close. So. Of course. Of course. Maybe my biggest pet peeve about this game is them just being like, hey, what if actually no? What if this guy actually played here? Cool, what if he didn't? What if the left guard was at the left guard position, you know? Novel concept. Guy's got much better awareness, much higher rated. Yeah, Crash said go Oilers will definitely stay. At center, it's down to 2, and I mean the awareness, the abilities on exams. He's definitely the guy. Make sure proper right guards are being considered. Gotta go with Jordan Short Arms Pickford. And then right tackle. Ooh, higher rating with a platinum and a gold. Slightly higher awareness, but with more ability. It's gotta be a core 4. And that's Screen Enforcer especially, second level. Gotta be him. Let's see, left end. Got a left end this year. It is either moist or trail mix. Shout out to Terry. We need a 6th for Ishel. Oh, God.
Oh,
fucking Ishel. You trying to kill me?
With the Patriots jacket, and of course he's been
my brother in Christ, it's
ruining a good piece of pizza.
Yeah. Fucking Ishel. He says Ishel. Christ. And the worst part is, there's a part of me, Terrio, wants to collaborate. Oh, you fuck. Get Endo to play. Get Endo to play. How dare you? What the hell? How the hell can you preview a collaboration? What the hell does that mean? Alright, I got 1 minute and 10 seconds to think about that invite then, don't I? Endo, go play with Terry so he'll leave me alone. Endo, for the love of God, go play with Terry so he'll leave me alone. Please. Please, God, go play with Terry so he'll leave me alone. You can't avoid it. I will. I mean, you're right, I can't avoid that Twitch feature, but please, God. Go play with Terry. Somebody go play with Terry so I don't have to. I don't want to. I want to go to bed. The people want to collab. People don't know what they want. The people don't know. People have no idea what they want. Endo, wake up. Grab a brush, put on a little makeup. Play with Terry. You know you want to. You know you want to. Leave me alone. I have a job now. Well, God damn it. I just... How do I get put in these situations? I'm not good at saying no to people. This is unfair. Except the collab. I don't want to because I don't know what it does and I'm scared. I don't know what the button does, Terry, and I'm scared. We need to test it. Fine, I'll hit the button to test it. What does it do? What happens now? I have hit the accept button. Twice. I don't know what it does. Fucking Twitch and your bullshit. Did anything even happen? Like, what's different? I hit the accept button and nothing changed. What the hell is going on, Twitch? What are you doing? Why does Twitch do the things? Nothing happened. Great. Great feature. Great fucking feature. That's awesome. Hit button to collaborate. Whoops, nothing happened. This is it. Oh, so this is it. We're experiencing it now. We are the collaborators. I see. I see. You know, I admit, I do feel different. I don't know what it is. There's a magic in the air. But I always feel that way when Terrio is here. There's just a magic in the air. And a tightening in the pants. Because Terrio is here. Terry, where would I be playing in this Ishel conversation? That's my next question. Where the hell would I be playing? Holy shit, dude. Culliver's insane. It's fucking insane. This team is looking pretty damn good, though. Like, nonsense with old Terrio aside. Left bench is good. Left bench is good. This team looks much better than an 83. I'm just messing. We're playing 3v3 in Madden. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Whew, that's how you get a raid, though. That is how you get a raid in a minute. We're going to make Forrest Brooks both our kicker and punter to try and develop him. Yeah, Terry, you need a third for Madden? I'm ready to tackle somebody through the playing field. I'm ready to tackle somebody through the playing surface because the game doesn't know what the hell's going on. I am here for it. Let's see. Ooh, wheelchair call 99. Change of direction. Hold on. Let me go back. Who is the fastest boy on the team? Who's got the speed? Wheelchair Hulk. His acceleration is the best. His change of direction is fucking nuts. Change of direction, speed, Hulk. If it's not Hulk, it needs to be Hippenhammer or Culliver. Probably be Frederick Hippenhammer, who is our 4th string corner. Let's go to the Hippenhammer. Tons of collabs in NHL 25 for like a month before 3 years. What do you mean? I'm gonna play the hell out of hockey. It's gonna be great. Just you wait. Just you wait. Is he being serious, chat? Does he actually think he can be optimistic for hockey this year? Maybe. Maybe. Or maybe not, brother. Kickoff. Skip Brooks in there. We're literally the top Pro Clubs channel on Twitch for like 6 months. That's true, but that's because nobody else plays. But you know what? I'll take a victory by default. That's fine by me. Victories by default are pretty sweet. So. Alright, let's see. Rushing left end, or as I like to call them, the Russian left end. Corner. That works. Linebacker. That also works. Endurance. Get some sleep, homie. Have a good one. So then we can't use OnlyFans. We can't use Culliver. Defensive tackle. Can't use Robot. Ooh, OnlyFans. Much better. Nah, he's the best one there, too. So we can't use OnlyFans. There's Lang. Manziel and Moist. Okay. Lang. And we'll go with Manziel on the other side. And then get Moist back. Okay, cool. I think we're good. I think we're as set up as we can be. We'll be on 2K12 by October. Probably. Just the question is, how good will this team be by the end of this year?